Hi, Susan here. I'd like to follow up on my other videos on committing to oneself, and the one on distraction, and the one on anxiety. So once we kind of have a clue about what's going on for ourselves with this idea of committing to ourselves, how do we distract ourselves? What are we anxious about? What are we fearful about? That kind of thing. Then we have the question of, okay, so how do I do this? How do I come back to myself, to commit to myself? Because from my point of view, we have to come back to ourselves. Often we're kind of out there. We're focused on other people. We're focused on the community, on a project, something else, or we're just lost, you know? And so the next step is to come back to ourselves. And how do we do that? And what even would that be like? So if you just take a few seconds right now to look inside and check, what would that feel like to come back to myself? How will I know when I'm moving back towards myself? So just take a few seconds to do that right now. I'm doing it right now. So for me, it's breathing, making sure I'm exhaling, and also feeling very comfy, cozy, and held. Held in my own space and settled in my own space. And how about you? How are you feeling? What does that mean to come back to yourself? After that, there are several ways that we can approach that. Sometimes it's very simple to commit to oneself, at least at a behavioral level. So, for example, if you see a pastry and you're very, very tempted to eat it, but in some ways you know that that isn't in your best interest to eat that pastry, then you can use something that's called cognitive behavior therapy, CBT. And this is thought stopping. And so what you do really is you just stop your thought. It's like, okay, I'm not going to pay attention to this thought about wanting this pastry. Okay, I'm not going to tempt myself. I'm not going to pay attention. Stop. Okay? Then you replace it with another thought. And this could be a thought about my health is more important to me than this pastry. Could be something like that. Or it could be something totally different, like, it's such a beautiful day out today. Let me pay attention to that. Okay, so that's thought stopping, and it works very, very well with certain kinds of behavior. And then for other more complex issues, uh, you may need to do something else. So those of you who have a practice, a healing practice of some sort for yourself or for others, whether it's fast track technique, access consciousness, or any of the other many modalities, Reiki, you can do those practices for yourself or trade with other people to help you come back to yourself, to help you get more centered. And I do that myself regularly, both with access consciousness and fast track technique, and find it very, very helpful. So, what basically you want to be doing is releasing the fear. Releasing that fear, whatever the fear is. In some ways, it helps to identify it, but not to obsess about it or go into it in much detail. But identify, what is it I'm fearful about? Pay attention to the fear, let yourself have the fear, and release it when you're ready to release it. And you can do that, I think, the most easily with fast track technique. It works very, very quickly. And as I say, there are many, many other ways that one can do that. So again, it's a matter of finding what works for you so that you can release that fear, release your distractions, and then come back more to yourself. Okay, more later. Bye bye.